Welcome back to another episode of Insider Knowledge. My name is James, and this one is going to be about regular premium savings plans. Okay, if you're watching this video, that probably means that you're considering taking out a regular premium savings plan at the moment, or maybe have just done so, now just questioning some of the things that you've been told. So what I want to do in this video is highlight some of the things you are going to be told, and also some of the concerns that you might have. And then also I'm going to provide a solution to your concerns within this actual video. Okay, let's just paint a scenario. So you are currently in the situation where you've decided to save some money. You live overseas and you're taking some advice from an offshore advisor, and he or she is recommending that you save your money in a regular premium plan. That could be monthly, it could be biannually, it could be annually. Now, he or she is advising you at this time, yep, we understand that you may want access to your money in 5, 6, 7 years from now, but we recommend you take out this 15 or 20 or 25 year term policy, because if you do, then you'll also receive some bonuses later on, and your money will grow even faster if you keep the money going in. They might also say to you, well, look, it's very important that you keep this policy running for the first 18 months or the first 2 years. It's essential because it's only after that you get the flexibility of the policy and the ability to access the money. They might also be providing illustrations to you which support all this. And they'll be using probably a big name company just to ensure that you understand this is a well-backed product. Okay, so at this point, this all sounds very good. It's got flexibility. They might even mention it's got the ability to make it paid up. They will offer good illustrative returns over the 10, 20, 25 years. And you're thinking, well, this is a good policy to take out. My concern is that we've been operating overseas for 5 to 6 years now. And what we've actually been seeing is people coming to us who have been running these policies probably for 2, 3, 4 or 5 years. And what's happened is they took the policies out with the best intentions of running them through to retirement, for example, or paying for the education for their kids. But their circumstances have changed. And that's not unusual, changed circumstances. And because these policies, they've been told, are so flexible, they decide to either access the money or make them paid up. And at this point, suddenly the alarm bells start ringing. They go back to their original advisor. They can't find the original advisor for whatever reason. So they start hunting on the internet and they find a company like mine. And they decide that it's a really good idea if we go and talk to this company, whichever company it is, about how we can access this money. And then we have to give them the bad news. Because the truth is, the reason why the advisor originally recommended such a long term, even if it wasn't warranted, was because the advisor is paid a commission which is directly linked to the term of the policy. So if the term of the policy was 5 years, okay, and then the term of the policy was 25 years, the advisor gets paid 5 times as much money for the 25-year policy as the 5-year policy. So the incentive is there for the advisor to ensure that the recommendation is for a longer term policy. Secondly, the advisor is paid the money up front. He or she receives a commission, and that commission is linked to the length of term of the policy, as I've just said, the contributions to the policy. And it means that when they get paid that commission, it often amounts to roughly the first 18 months of a policy, of any policy with a term of 20 years or more. So what that means is for the first 18 months you're paying into your policy, you're actually funding the commission payment that's been made to your advisor for recommending the policy. And what does that actually mean? It means that when you want to access your money, you can't. Because your money, although it appears on a statement right in front of you, there's a statement saying, I've invested X and it's now worth Y. When you want Y, you can't get it. And you can't get it because the plan takes out all the charges and product charges that have already been paid to your advisor, and also to the company that took the plan, that you took your plan out with. What that really means is your first 18 months, 2 years of contributions have gone. They're worthless. And this is what we encounter time and time and time again overseas. People coming to us saying, but I've saved $60,000 into this policy and it's worth now $11,000 if I want to take the money out. So what's the solution to this problem? The solution to the problem is obviously don't pay a commission, and that means don't use these product providers. The solution to the problem is paying a fee to an advisor for setting up one of these policies and then making sure that every single contribution you're making is going towards your future investment and you, rather than the advisor. That's the solution. Is it possible to get that solution? Of course it is, otherwise I wouldn't be standing here now. So you come and talk to a company that's fee-based, such as ours, and you pay us a fee and we set up a plan. Every single contribution you make to that plan is invested on your behalf. If you want your money back in 6 months from now, or 12 months from now, 3 years from now, or 20 years from now, you will get whatever the plan has actually grown to, subject to investment growth. And you have full access. So there's no penalties, there's no surrender charges. You want to stop contributing to your plan? You can make it paid up. Let's look back at one of these other plans, a real life case. A client comes to us, he's 4.5 years into the plan, he wants to make it paid up because he's been made redundant. Plan provider says, yeah, no problem, you can make it paid up. One slight problem, the paid up charges then increased on the plan. So they're taken away. So in other words, future charges that would have incurred by him making contributions are still being taken, even though he's not making the future contributions. His plan now is having to grow at something like 20% per annum just to match all the charges. The reality is that he isn't going to get much money back if he leaves the plan paid up for any length of time. So yes, you can talk about paid up, and you can talk about flexibility, but the reality is if you contribute to a plan which is commission based, then all of these things are just that, talk. There is no reality behind them. You're going to be in a position in the future where you haven't got access to the money that you've been saving. And if you want to avoid that, you're going to have to come and talk to a fee-based company. Okay, I'm going to finish now with an appeal to the industry itself. The industry itself is encouraging this behaviour. The industry is encouraging advisors, sometimes with little knowledge, sometimes brand new advisors, and sometimes very experienced advisors, unfortunately, to take out these long-term policies because the industry will pay you more to take out one of these policies. I think the industry has to stop doing that. I think the other thing the industry has to do is it has to make sure that the commission payments that are taken out up front are more realistic and perhaps lower to allow actually investment growth to be encouraged. The trouble is, for one provider to do this within the industry, it's almost like committing suicide. Unless you get all of the providers willing to do this at roughly the same time, it's not going to happen. Now, it did happen in the UK, but that was because of regulation. So in the UK, these plans may still be available. I'm not sure if they're available in the UK or not, to be honest. What I do know is not a single one of them is sold in the UK anymore, not in this way anyway. There is some reasons why you might want to take out a regular savings plan like this in the UK, but certainly not on the basis of the ones that are sold overseas. So really this move has to come either via regulation, which is highly unlikely when you're looking at a global market, or it has to come from the providers. And I think those providers should be taking action now, because what's happening is that whilst there are a few people that do actually maintain these policies for 15, 20 or 25 years, the vast majority of people don't. In fact, I don't know the exact statistic on it, and I'm not prepared to quote it on video, but I do know it's quite a large minority of people stop paying in the first 5 years. And nearly all of them are losing nearly all of their money. And I don't think that's right. So, if you're watching this video now, and you're thinking about taking out a regular premium savings plan, and you've been told the things that I've told you in this video, and you still want to go ahead and do it, fine. You understand the risks, you understand that you need to maintain this policy for its term. But also be clear, there are other options available to you. There are other solutions which give you true flexibility, which would allow you to invest your money and access it whenever you want it in the future. But you have to pay a fee in order to actually access them. Well, thank you very much for watching this episode of Insider Knowledge. I really hope it has been helpful to all of you who are taking out one of these regular premium savings plans. For whatever reason, education of your children, pensions for yourself in the future, just make sure you're taking it out for the right reasons for yourself. And I really hope you join me again in a future video as well. And obviously you can always find more information on our website, and you can contact us directly for advice, of course. So I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks very much.